Exactly 2 minutes. Yes, good evening. All right. Yes, can someone recollect anything that we saw last? I think Rini was absent, isn't it? Yeah, so Bhargavi, as well as both of you, if you would like to share something, any point you can recollect what we saw
Wait,
last.
one minute.
Yeah.
What do you want?
Hello.
Yes, Bhargavi, can you make the video feed on?
Yes, sorry,
Yeah.
my video and audio was not
Okay.
working.
Right. So do you remember what we saw? Anything?
Uh,
Anybody? Yeah.
1 minute.
Yes, we saw something. How do we approach, no? Actions when you are preparing for exam, when you are preparing for something, when you're writing an exam, how should your approach be? Yes.
We learned that every time we are about to face something, like we should not concentrate on winning. Like you gave the example, like in the it was written that every time if there is a competition, it is just for winning. But then the teacher told it is not just for winning; it's for improving.
So if we should not focus on winning, should we focus on losing?
Definitely not.
No. So then what should be our focus on? Not
We should
winning, not losing, then still
we should focus on improving.
improving. Okay.
We should focus on like trying to do better at the things we are not good at.
And you can then enjoy doing the work also, isn't it? When you play a game, when you play, sometimes you know what happens? Even if the team loses, everybody goes and congratulates the player who is the best player. Have you observed it anytime? Yes. Why do you think? Rini, would you like to share? Why do you think somebody congratulates?
Because their performance and sportsmanship was very
Yeah.
noteworthy.
Yeah, that was noteworthy. That is a joy, isn't it? Sometimes you play, sometimes there's a rhythm, there's a movement, there is a force, and all of that controlled. It looks so beautiful that even the opponents begin to enjoy. So that is what when we do our work, we can enjoy the work. When you are solving a maths problem, you can actually try to find. A friend of mine could see the rhythm in maths problem solving. Later on, he could write beautiful, concepts, and he made beautiful geometric patterns also. Has anybody heard of sacred geometry? No? You've heard of geometry? Boring. You have to take your compass and you have to make different shapes. But there is actually a sacred geometry, meaning certain patterns. Like there is something called flower of life. Or anybody has heard of this pi? Pi, the ratio pi? Yes, in mathematics.
Pie chart?
Eh,
Pie chart like
Okay, pie chart is separate. That is in statistics. Yes, but this number pi is a Greek, what we can say, it's a ratio, isn't it?
ratios.
Yeah, yeah, yes. Rini wants
Yeah,
to
I've
share
heard of
something.
it.
Yeah, you've heard of it.
I've heard of it like, but then we are gonna learn it in higher grades. I've
Okay,
just
well,
heard of it.
All right, all right. So yes, so there is something that ratio is considered a divine ratio because everywhere you see that ratio. No, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Every art, any aspect that you are doing, if you begin to go deeper and you enjoy it, you learn it, and you start becoming better. Ultimately, that is what we should do, isn't it? We have to grow. Plants also grow, right? Towards the sun. They grow, they become big. Earlier, they're just so small, small seeds. Then the seeds grow, becomes, they become saplings, and saplings then suddenly turn into trees. And what do we do? Earlier, we have to protect the saplings, isn't it? When they are growing. But anybody goes and protects the trees from the top? No. Trees give us the shade, isn't it? That is something. It is something like that. So we can enjoy, we can learn. What we need to have is a conditioned mind, meaning that mind is not going to just run after your results and outcomes. It will focus on the action. You plant. Yes, Bhargavi wants to ask a question. Yes,
I don't want to
everybody
ask a
feel
question.
free.
Can I add one more? Can I add one
Yeah, yeah.
more point?
Add two more points if you want. Go on. Yeah.
Like you told me to recollect yesterday's. Can I add some points?
Yes, yes. Most welcome. Yes,
So,
please.
whenever we get success, we should not be overexcited, or whenever we get failure, we should not be over depressed.
Yeah.
Because if you get over depressed or overexcited, you could lose your conditioned mind.
Absolutely, absolutely. That is what is important. So, you know what happens when you are in a state of conditioned mind? You are ready to hear your inner voice. That is what our next chapter is going to be. So, let us now enter into the next chapter, which is the chapter 3, listening to the inner voice. Let's continue. The students assembled outdoors, adjacent to the ground, and looked towards their teacher, both curious and eager to grasp the topic of today's discussion. The teacher pointed towards a bullock cart that was moving towards the end of the ground and spoke. Teacher says, "Boys, can you see a bullock cart at the end of this ground?" I'll share an image of that bullock cart. Yes. Can everybody see the bullock cart on the screen? Can someone read out what's written there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please read out now. One line is there in the bottom. Be,
Be cautious of your inner guide.
yeah, be conscious of your inner guide. And what is the bullock cart? Anybody else? Yes. Can you describe what you see in the image? What do you see in the image?
According to this chapter, can it be like
Wait.
for the
Uh,
bull? For the
okay, yeah,
bull,
tell me. Yeah.
like according to this chapter, for the bulls, the man is like the inner voice that is guiding them.
Okay. So, according to the chapter and according to you,
That's the same thing.
same thing. Okay, fine. All right. Then, yes, I think the other screen. Yes, you were adding something, isn't it? Please feel free to unmute and add. Yes, the two brothers. Once more, you please introduce your name. I'm sorry, I forgot your name. I keep getting confused. I'm a little slow. On the screen of Sri Vishwaji, no? Who are the two brothers? Can you share? Yes, please. You were saying something, no? Yeah? No. All right, let's continue. So, Bhargavi gave a good example or a good analogy that, like the man is guiding the bullock cart. But what is the man driving the bullock cart is having something, isn't it? In the bullock cart, what do we see? Anybody?
Bricks.
Okay, brakes. So, Renee, what do you see is going to happen with the brakes? Where is it going?
It's following wherever the man's guiding the bulls to.
Yeah, and do you see something on the other side of the road? There's an incomplete wall, isn't it? Yeah, so the bricks are probably we could be going to that wall. So let us see now. Yes, welcome. Veona has also joined. So let us see now. Boys, can you see a bullock cart at the end of the ground? Student says, yes, sir. Teacher says, who is driving it? Student replies, the cart driver, sir. The teacher says then, yes. But observe that the cart driver is directing the bullock with nudges. And as long as the bullock follows the instruction of the driver, it keeps walking in the right direction. Has anybody seen a real life bullock cart? Yeah? Yes. So, how does it go? Yes, Fiona, you've joined. Can you unmute? Okay.
I've seen it on the road.
You've seen it on
I've
the
seen
road.
it on the road. Like, yeah.
All right. You've seen it on the road. Yes, anybody would like to add? Have you also seen it? In the screen, Vishwa ji's name, what is your name? I'm sorry, I missed it. Can you unmute? You're unable to mute it? Unmute it? Yeah, yes. What is your name? Yeah? Yeah, voice is very soft. Little louder. Dhanur, yes, yes, I remember. Dhanur. And Dhanur's brother? That is?
Vishwa, sir.
Ah, you are Vishwa. Okay, Vishwa and Dhanur. Fine. So, Vishwa and Dhanur, have you seen a bullock cart?
Yes, sir.
How does it go? GPS?
It will go slow.
It'll go slow, but how does it go direction? The the bullock cart driver shows the mobile phone to the bullock cart, is it?
No, sir.
Then what does he do?
They will beat the cow.
Yeah, hike, hike. You must be hearing that kind of sound, isn't it? So like
Yes, sir.
that, left, move, right. So that is how the bullock cart moves. And it follows the instruction and it keeps on going in the right direction. Similarly, if we listen to our inner driving force of our inner voice, we will be on the right path and we shall progress joyfully on the path of truth. Sometimes life is very, very simple. We only complicate it. Like this example, bullock cart is driven by the bullock cart driver. Like that, we also have an inner voice. If we follow that inner voice, we will always be on the right path. We don't have to be worried at all. The student immediately has a question. I think it's good to ask questions. This is a very good example. The student asks questions, so we get to learn more, isn't it? If I was in the class, I would have said, yes, sir. Boring, lesson is over. No questions. So we should ask questions so we can learn more. Student says, sir, that's okay. But many times we feel like being inactive and lazy and feel like doing no action. How many of you feel like that? Sometimes I don't want to do anything. Me too. Mostly Monday morning, no? Oh no, I have to go to school or I have to go to college. Exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So this is what the student says. So they feel like being inactive and lazy, like doing no action. The teacher replies, yes, Leona wants to say something. Yeah, no need to ask, raise your hand. You can unmute anytime.
Actually, I don't feel like doing anything on Monday because last two periods will be maths for us. So it's a bit
Okay.
boring.
So you don't like to do anything on Monday. Okay. Yeah, Bhargavi wants to add something. She doesn't feel like doing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. When?
Only Monday,
Only
because
Monday. Only
I
Monday.
I I get used to holiday.
Okay, what about Vishwa and Dhanur?
Sure, I don't mind the weekdays because
You
I've
don't mind the
mentally prepared
weekdays.
myself for the weekend.
You're prepared for the weekdays. Actually, when I was in school, my mother used to say, get up, get ready for school. Teacher is waiting, your friends are waiting. Now I have grown up. I have to get up My mother does not tell me, but if I don't go, I will not be opening the unit. No, I have the keys. So I have to find the energy to get up and go. So that is something. But teacher replies now. He says, it is always better if we remain in action. And in fact, one cannot remain inactive anytime, as we have learned that you do it or you will be forced to do it. Teacher has given you homework. You have got 5 days to do it. You say, no problem, 5 days are there. Then 4 days are there. 3 days, 2 days, 1 hour, 20 minutes. And then you're forced to do something. Otherwise, you face the consequence, isn't it? It is like that. That is the way of nature. Somebody says, I don't like exercise. My friend was there. He didn't like exercise at all. He became 150 kilos in the 8th class. Imagine that. That's too much, isn't it? Then he had to do exercise all the time. Then afterwards, his punishment also, PT sir would give him exercise in the school only. Walk up the stairs, come down 20 times, 15 times. And
Sir, your video is paused. Hello.
can you see me now?
Your
Yes.
voice is
Am I audible?
breaking.
Okay, now is it better now?
No.
Yes, it's better.
All right, fine. So yes, so this is the rule of nature. You do it or you will be forced to do it. How many of you like being forced to do something? Anybody likes being forced? Nobody likes it, isn't it? Even if our parents, teachers, or even friends or siblings, brother also forces you, get up, go, clean up bed. And you say, no, I'll never clean this bed, not in this birth. Because you don't like being forced. So this is something we should understand. Let's continue. So here, then this is the rule. You do it or you'll be forced to do it. See that activity is always going on, even when you eat or sleep. You feel nothing when you are sleeping, but the action of digestion, assimilation is going on even without your direct action. At night, when you're sleeping, what are you doing? You'll say, I'm doing nothing. But actually, what's happening? Your body on the inside is digesting the food, isn't it? The action is taking place. So many reactions. If you go deeper into biology, you will understand. So many, there are reactions which generate energy. There is breakdown of the particles which you have consumed. Internet, people say now quantum speed. In physics, you will learn about quantum physics. That fast, how responses travel. Your nerves, no, they are traveling. The nerves are traveling, means, transmitting the impulses so quickly. So many things happen, but we don't understand it. But that does not mean nothing is going on. Always something is going on. The action of digestion, assimilation, even without your direct action. Anybody knows plants are also doing some action in the morning during the days? Yes. What is it? Anybody, quickly.
Photosynthesis,
And what about night?
respiration.
Respiration takes place. If you study
Yes.
afterwards, you will get the biggest complicated cycles, Krebs cycle, and all of them in botany, especially in the high school. They are going to be quite deep, but that's what is happening. We feel nothing is going on, but yes, respiration is also taking place. Internally, also, so many cycles are taking place. Growth is taking place. That's why they say don't pluck flowers at night. Anybody has heard that? Mostly your grandfather or grandmother will say. Don't pluck the flowers at night
My mother
because
used to tell me that we should not pluck flowers
Hmm.
after 6 o'clock in the evening.
Yeah. In Ayurveda, it is told that medical potency comes, we manufacture medicines, right, out of herbs. So there, the medicines, the herbs become stronger at night. In the moonlight, a different type of reaction takes place on the inside. So maybe on the surface, we are saying nothing is happening, but actually, so many things are happening. Even when you are standing, breathing is going on continuously without you are noticing it. How many of you are breathing? But are you actually breathing or it's happening naturally? By nature, isn't it? It's happening on its own. You're not, it is keeping us alive. Breath is what somebody says, no, I'm not breathing. It's a lie. It's an absolute lie. It happens naturally. So every time, all our five senses are at work at all times. You are at work all the times. Even if you are on the outs, you are only thinking and simply standing near a window. Your eyes catch images from the outside. Yes or no? When you see outside, you just you look this side immediately. Is somebody swiping and turning the screen? How is your eye correctly, quickly, so quickly you move, according to that, your eyes are able to quickly gather so many impulses. In the dark, our visions are different. Anybody, if you have studied your eyes, there's something called rod cells and cone cells. One set of cells get activated in the darkness. Another gets activated in bright light. That's why if you suddenly move out of a bright room into a dark room, it feels different because your eyes have to get accustomed. Same way from darkness, you move into a very bright room. It's something like that. Even if you're only thinking, simply standing near a window, your eyes catch images from outside. If you stop thinking and observe closely, you can see all the fine details. Your nose makes you understand the fragrance of flowers from the window itself. Now, when the rain falls, anybody has got the smell of rain? Yeah. Yes. Yes. Vishwa, how does the smell of rain come from? Where is it coming from? From the skies?
From sand.
Yeah, from the soil, isn't it? When the rain falls to the ground, that creates a different. I have seen a manufacturer of fragrance. His fragrance's name is Mitti. The smell of rain, no? He has converted that into a fragrance as per traditional methods. That's actually beautiful. So, how are we understanding fragrances? Through the nose. Nose is able to understand. Understand the fragrance of flowers from the window itself. Your ears can hear the chirping of the birds. While standing, if you just eat sweets, your tongue tells you that you're eating a sweet. Even if you close your eyes and somebody gives you your favorite chocolate, can you identify it? Yes. Okay, Viona says no. How is it no? Viona,
I There are many types of chocolates which smell and taste the same.
same.
But
Okay.
if I'm
If you
like
close your eyes and I give you chips instead of chocolate, you will be able to identify?
that, I'll be, but not for
Because
chocolate.
how are you identifying it if you are not seeing it?
I can taste it.
Yes, absolutely. So like that, we have our taste receptors also. That also, if you get into biology, every single thing is having a big ocean. You know, your taste receptors also are there. How in the tongue, the front part, one portion, second portion, third portion, all of it. It's quite interesting. Suddenly, if an insect bites you, what happens? You say, "Oh wow, what a beautiful insect is biting me so beautifully." What is your reaction? You're like immediately pulling it up, isn't it? It's a reflex reaction. It happens immediately. If an insect bites you, your hand shakes and twitches instantly. And what happens then? The insect flies away. So one cannot say that one is inactive at any given time. But what I want to say is that with the help of these senses, you must do a right action. And it is here that the mind comes to play. It makes you act. So what we saw right now are the sense reactions, isn't it? I see something. I see my best friend, what happens then? Big smiley. Yay. Somebody I don't like, a frown comes onto the face. But how did we know it? Through our eyes. Same way we hear our beautiful music. I think some of us are very good at playing music also. How does it feel? It feels divine listening to the music. Yes, I think Bhargavi has raised her voice. What about others? I think, oh, okay, Reni also can play. Excellent.
I
You,
used to.
okay, used to in your past when you were little.
No, like recently I stopped playing.
You can restart anytime, but it's something which will not. It is like walking or cycling, you don't forget it, no? So Viona also plays wonderfully. She's raised her hand. What about you, Vishwa and Dhanur? Both of you? No?
No, sir.
Okay, you can try, no, sometimes. Learn if you wish to, anytime. It's always fun. Can just for the you don't have to become a musician to learn music. You can just try. So, but what is all of this? It is through the sound, isn't it? Sound through our senses, through our ears we hear things, through our nose we smell, through our tongue we can taste, through our touch we can understand. So many such things are all related to senses. But in the last workshop, last session, what did we see? We saw something called conditioned mind, isn't it? So now, where is the mind now? Can someone tell me? Where is the mind? Where is my mind? My mind is in Dhanur's place, is it? Or in Viona's place? Or in Bhargavi's place? Or Rini? Where is the mind? We can guess.
Wherever you
Okay,
want it to be.
wherever you want. So I want it to be in Rini's place. So can my mind go and sit
In your
next to Rini?
skull.
Not my
Inside the skull, is it? Okay. Viona says it's inside the skull. But inside the skull, we have what we call the brain, isn't it? Inside the cranium. It's a physical aspect. Now, when you are hungry, have you felt the mind in your stomach? Anybody? No? Oh, I didn't get any food. It's so irritating. I don't want to talk to mommy. I don't want to talk to daddy. I don't want to talk to anybody. Yes, Bhargavi says yes. Dhanur also says yes. Vishwa also. Right. So that is something which is there. Now maybe we can think that mind can be like Viona says it's here. Somebody will say it's in the stomach also. Now when you are given a surprise test in the most difficult subject, suddenly, what happens then? Where does the mind suddenly operate from? Yes, anybody? Suddenly, you are now going to give a speech on nuclear physics in front of
My
scientists.
my
Yeah?
mind goes wandering somewhere.
And where will the mind suddenly tell you? From the heart, isn't it? The heart, you suddenly feel that fast beating. Oh my God, what's going to happen? So that time we feel mind is in the heart. I was in a group of scientists, all elderly scientists and doctors. I have the habit of sometimes playing little with mischief. So they were discussing about mind. So I asked the question. So where is the mind exactly? The neurologist, no, who is a doctor connected with the brain, he said neurons are there. So it is there in the brain only. But then the cardiologist said, no, neurons are there in the heart also. So the mind is in the heart only. Then one more, gastroenterologist, he said, you know what he said? He said the same thing. There is something called enteric nervous system, like cardiac nervous system, that is there inside of your intestine. So he said, mind is there inside. They call gut feeling. Anybody has heard of gut feeling? This word in English? Okay, Bhargavi says no. Viona says yes. Dhanur says yes. Okay, Vishwa says no. And Reni says yes. So gut feeling, I got this gut feeling I'm going to complete this work. Or I got the gut feeling that I should prepare for this in a particular way. From somewhere we get a feeling. So this is actually an interesting thing. Mind we cannot fully say, but it is there inside of us. And this is important to understand because if you are happy, what will happen? You Yes, Dhanur wants to say something? No? Or
Sir,
Vishwa?
no.
Yes? No. All right, let's comes into play because mind is directing us, isn't it? Difficult opponent comes to play when you're in sports. What happens then? You get afraid. What is going to happen? And at that time, mind says, "Don't worry, we'll do our
Sir, I thought the mind just says it's
we'll
all
do our
right,
best, and we
not in
can."
real life.
What? Sorry, Rini,
Sir,
please
like
tell
if
me.
you're facing a boss opponent, I thought your mind would just say, no, it's fine. This doesn't even exist.
Your mind says mind does not exist.
No, like the boss opponent doesn't exist. What's the worst that can happen?
The worst opponent cannot exist. So yes, absolutely. I had told my friend he was going to give a speech in front of everybody. I told him, just imagine everybody is a clown. You will forget your attention. Only thing is, he started smiling so much that he actually visualized everybody as clowns. But you see, the fear disappeared, no? So mind can help us sometimes to throw away our fears also because they are the problem. Sometimes, very talented people, they have all the skill. They can do things right. But because mind is not confident, no, mind is having that fear factor makes them forget or make mistakes. Practicals. When you are doing practicals in the lab, what happens? Oh no, I'm going to make a mistake. That's what I used to do in my chemistry lab. And every time the chemistry lab, I would add the titration, we call it. Yes, Bhargavi wants to say something? Yeah, tell me.
My friend who is in higher grades, she goes to the lab. Like every time she does an experiment, she thinks that what if I make a mistake? What if I blow the whole school up? Then
Yeah,
after
yeah.
that, she comes talking to me like crazy.
Yes, yes. Yes, Vishwa wants to say something, is it?
Sir, Tanur.
Huh? What?
Tanur.
Dhanur. No, I didn't understand. Yes, Dhanur wants to say something. Yes, Dhanur. Please tell me.
Drink water.
What?
Shall I drink water?
Yes, yes, of course, of course. This is not a school. So here you are free. You can get up and have your water and come back. But don't take too much time. Don't go if you have to go to a well and get water. If it is in the house, immediately you can drink and come back. Yes. All right. Let us come back to the session. So this is important to understand. The mind, because it makes you act. But doing any act is not sufficient. The action should be directed by discriminative intelligence. And this makes you a better human being. Doing right action is necessary. We must know that action gives us experience and strength. Somebody who does not like something and stops doing it, what will happen? Can you become better in a subject if you don't do it? Can you? Not at all. You have to do it. And nature's way, no? You do it or you will be forced to do it. I ignored chemistry, especially organic chemistry. All those chapters on ethers, aldehydes, alcohols, all of them were very irritating. I liked sports more than studies, so I avoided it. But you see what happened? Nature created a situation where I had to do BSc chemistry in correspondence 10 years after my engineering. I have to again sit for writing the exams on a subject. So in life, we should try to, use what is called discriminative intelligence. What is this discriminative intelligence? We have been taught, isn't it? We should not discriminate among people. Yes or no? All are equal or all are not equal? Anybody?
All are equal.
All are equal, isn't it? It has nothing to do with whatever somebody's profession is like this, or this person is from this place, or this person's way of thinking is like this. But all of us are having two eyes, or anybody has got three eyes. Have you seen anyone? No. 2 ears, yes. But along with 2 ears, have you seen two horns? Imaginary we may visualize, but otherwise it's not. No. We can say, this friend of mine, no, he's born with two horns. Everywhere he goes, he creates some controversy. Well, that is imaginary, but physically everything is same. We are all one. So there we should never discriminate. But there is something called discriminative intelligence, the ability to understand what is right and what is wrong. You would be able to separate what is right from what is wrong. It is said in the ancient texts, they used to talk about. Anybody has heard of Panchatantra? Yeah. Yes, there are some nice stories and tales, isn't it? It's like that. They say the swan or Rajahamsa has a special ability to separate milk from water. Otherwise, what happens everywhere? I think if anybody has a milkman delivering the milk, if you go quietly into the house before he delivers, you'll see he'll put some amount of water to increase the level of the milk, how much milk he has. So it was said the Rajahamsa is able to, split and separate the milk. It's a mythical tale, but it is actually a symbolism. Like we saw, no, the bullock cart. Somebody is driving the bullock cart. Like that, we are only the bull and our mind is the driver. We have to go in the right direction. Like that, there is something called discriminative intelligence. What is right and what is wrong. If a stranger comes and says, come with me, we will go, I'll give you chocolate. Will you go? No, not at all, isn't it? Did you read in some book at that time when the stranger is telling you? Did you go and read? I want to see one page number in this book, what is written, what I should do? No. Your discriminative intelligence said, no, I don't know this person. I don't know this person. Why should I go? Why should I listen? Why should I follow? Yes or no? So, like that, just like that, we have a discriminative intelligence which is telling us what is right and what is wrong. If your friend tells you, I have got the question paper already before the exam, I will tell you, what will you do? Anybody? Will you say, tell it to me, I will get better marks. Thank you. Yes, Rini?
I don't think I will. I would probably
No.
say no.
Why do you think you will not? Because somebody told you, or because from the
No, it's
inside,
like it's not right.
it's not right, isn't it? So that is important. You should know what is right and what is wrong. And for recognizing this, you don't need to go and learn from somewhere, isn't it? I had a very nice opportunity during my board exams. One friend of mine called. He said, 4 o'clock in the morning, I will tell you. I said, don't call me again. I don't want your question. He said, no, no, I got the question. You're my friend. I want to help you. I said, don't you call me again. I will talk to you after the exams. And you know what happened? He did not get the question. Somebody fooled him and he was passing it on and he thought he got the question paper. So what has happened here? He got fooled, isn't it? But he didn't feel he should not do it. That is what happens. Why people get caught in scams. They don't listen to their inner voice. They think this is okay, nobody is watching. But we know, isn't it, from the inside, what is right and what is wrong. And that is the discriminative intelligence. Is it clear to everybody? We are getting some two, three important concepts. One is conditioned mind that we saw before. Like that, this is one more discriminative intelligence. That will tell us. The student says that's fine, but how can we listen? How can we listen to the inner voice? How can we listen to the inner voice, sir? The teacher replies, you know it, my friend. If you eat more, your stomach gets upset. This is a physical experience. Because of overeating, what happens? That's all, no? Stomach is too full. I can't even sit in the class. I ate too much. I'm going to fall asleep. Or I can't even sit. I can't stand. I can't. Anybody has eaten that much that they can't sit also, they can't stand also. Yes, everybody. Yeah, I've also got that experience. When you eat so much, you can't. And for me, I had this problem of watermelons. I get watermelon, I would start eating. And then after eating a full watermelon, now I can't get up. I can't even sleep. Just one moment.
What?
Just one moment, huh? Just one moment. There's a network drop here. Yeah, there is some network problem here. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, your voice is
Yes.
breaking a little bit.
So yeah, interesting up down of network. Yes, alternating current. So it's alternating, it's fluctuating continuously now. So anyway, can we? Yes. Um, yeah, I think I can continue. Let the light come. We will start off very shortly, but I'll continue now. You are having electricity at your homes, isn't? So let us, maybe this will get restored in a moment. So here, the teacher says, when the student asks, he says, can we listen to the inner voice? So the teacher replies, my friend, if you eat more, your stomach gets upset. This is a physical experience. If you tell a lie, you feel bad for some time, as your inner voice tells you that you lied. Yes or no? We know when we lie, no? Even if this person in front does not identify. Your best friend, you have lied to your best friend. Do you feel good about it or you feel bad about it? You feel yuck. Oh no, I lied to my best friend. That was very wrong. I shouldn't have done it. Who is telling that to you? Well, it's the inner voice. It pricks you. If you correct yourself and keep away from it, then you get confidence. Yes or no? If you keep away from doing the wrong, then you get the confidence. The student goes on. He says, how can we discriminate? How can we differentiate between discriminative intelligence, mind, and senses? The teacher says, the senses are always in demand. The senses are always in demand. The tongue wants taste, eyes want videos, ears want to listen to music, and skin wants to touch of something which gives you a good feeling. Yes or no? Always the senses are craving, no? Nowadays on the online, one video after the other, one video after the other. It sometimes is really boring and still you continuously watch because your eyes are trapped and you are listening to that. Same way the tongue says, I only want sweet things. I don't want bitter gourd. Does anybody like bitter gourd? No, but it's actually good for health, no? So we should tell our tongue, hey, this is good for my body. This is good for making me healthy. All medicines, do they taste sweet or they taste bitter?
I've tasted one medicine which is sweet, but others are all
Overall,
bitter.
most are better, isn't it? But it is important to eat something which is sweet or tasty, or it's some important to eat something which will make you healthy.
Make you healthy.
Yeah. So exactly, that is what we must look at. Same thing, your eyes, your ears, your tongue, your taste, your touch, all these senses, they're always in demand. So these are emotional expectation of senses. Sometimes the mind accepts these feelings and one goes after them. But the discriminative intelligence tells you what is good and bad for you. It is said, let the mind go, but not the physical. This is what is called the inner voice, which can take you ahead towards what is right, towards that which is good, not only for you, but for all around you. So, there is that inner voice which will tell you. What does it tell? It tells you what is right and tells you what is wrong. What happens when you go for a walk? When you go for a walk and you, isn't it? Your
Sir,
tongue
your
suddenly says,
voice
oh,
was
I want to eat
breaking.
it. Acha, now can you hear me?
Yeah, but that time
Can
it
you
was
hear?
breaking.
All right. Mm, mm. Again, I think it's Rosen. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Yeah. Yes, I'm audible now? Yeah, okay. So when you go for a walk in front of your favorite store, what happens then? All right. I don't know. Internet is again changed, maybe. Yeah. So when you go to a store, your favorite store, and you see all your favorite, like a bakery, all your favorite food right on the display, you feel eating it.
I feel
But
like
can you eat before going for exercise? Yeah, yeah. Can you eat it before going for exercise? Rennie says yes. Is it Rennie? Can you eat before going for an
I mean,
exercise?
as long as you exercise after that.
After eating?
I mean,
Because
not
I have
immediately, but yes.
actually my coach, no, I used to play badminton. That time my coach had a very strict diet plan, especially during tournaments. He would say you should not eat this food, you should not eat that food, and he was very strict. I was like, oh, really? Okay, fine. But once what happened, my coach was not there. I had gone to a different city for a tournament. So my friend also said, don't worry, now coach is not there. You can eat whatever we want. And before our doubles match, he said there's very tasty biryani. Let's go and eat. But that was one of the banned foods which our coach had said you are not allowed to eat it. But both of us said no problem. We know our opponents also. We knew the opponent. It was not going to be a difficult match. He said we'll manage. Come on, it will be nice. So I was also happy. He was also happy. We both had a very happy meal. And after that, when we went to play, before the match started, just one moment, there's a yes, can you hear me? Yeah. So just before the match, there's something called dribbles, which we do before the match. So he and I were just practicing. He also came towards the net. I also came from the other side. He said, I'm already sweating. He also said, I'm also sweating. It looks like something, my stomach is already too heavy. So what happened? It was not a right food, not a right food to perform efficiently. So what was it doing? Both of us were having a drain of energy. It is said that is why don't eat at least or after eating 4 hours afterwards only you should do physical activities because your body is digesting and assimilating. Half of your energies are being used up there. If you tell your body, no, use your energy for something else, the digestion also is not proper. There's not enough energy for doing the other action also. So, what should happen then? This is a physical. I want to taste this food. I want to eat this. I want to, before exam, it's like watching some cartoon or not. Yes or no? This anime is going very nice. I want to watch it. But before the exam, what should you do? You should exercise discriminative intelligence. It's a small principle, but it's a very important principle which is important all your life. We must be ready at all times because we have an inner voice. The inner voice will tell us what is right and what is wrong. It can take you ahead towards what is right, towards what is good. And listening to the inner voice will tell you something very important for you, what is going to help you progress. And when you progress, what happens? Anybody? What's going to happen when you progress?
You
we
learn
grow.
We grow.
and you learn.
Yeah, you grow. And then what happens when you learn and grow? To people around you, they also get benefited only, isn't it? You can do better work. You can help others. You grow stronger. You're able to do that. So that is very important. So now, if you see, we'll just look at 3 points to remember that we saw today. And then I'll ask somebody if you can share something that you remember from our session today. Points to remember. Number one, be conscious of your inner guide. Where is the inner guide? Inside, whether in the head or in the stomach or in the heart. We don't need to bother about that calculation. Let it be wherever it is. Let us listen to the inner voice. Because many times problem is what, not that there is no inner voice. Everybody is having it. Problem is we are not listening to it. Sometimes we feel it's not logical, it's not correct. But inner voice will tell you 100% what is the right thing to do. So, number one point is be conscious of your inner guide. Number two, make use of your senses with awareness. This is also important. Make use of your senses with awareness. Become aware. Is my sense taking me elsewhere, away from the right path, or going in the wrong path? Then do good which is good for others too. Yes or no? When will you be happy? If your sister is unhappy, will you be happy?
No, couldn't understand, sir.
No, isn't. No, yes, Fiona, when will you be happy? When others are happy, isn't it? Around you. So if you do something for making everybody happy, will that not make you also happy? Trying to do something for bettering the world. Can you do it or cannot do it? Yes. And is there a limit for making the world a better place?
No.
Hmm? Huh? No, isn't it? There is no limit. You can keep trying to get better and better, better and better. Earlier, this Pondicherry's beach, there is a lot of alcohol bottles, lots of, trash thrown onto it. Two elderly people said, I will not tolerate this. Let us do something. Let me do something. And so what did this person do? These two elderly senior citizens started picking up the trash. Why? For the future generation only, isn't it? It should be a better place. And you won't believe that became a movement called Clean Earth Movement. So many people started joining. So many people joined. Then the government also joined. And then everybody started working. For what? For making the world a better place. So that is something we should understand at all times. So that is the point number three. Do good which is good for others also. These are very simple points, but these are points, if you understand, they will always be there for you throughout your life, guiding you at all times. That is what is special in this learning through nature. Because nature changes. Does nature change? Or man changes? Human beings only change, no? They were like this now, then change becomes something else. But nature is beautiful. Nature is like that, how it was before also. So that is something. So with this, we conclude today's session. Can someone recollect? Can someone recollect what is it that we saw? Some points. Anything. Any point. Yeah, Reni, please go on. Or Anusuya, yeah, I mean Fiona. Yes, Fiona.
You have to
Please
do
conclude.
good, which is good for others too. Like if someone
Hmm.
sets a good example, others also might follow it because
Absolutely. Beautiful. And you should be the example, isn't it?
yes.
It does not matter how many people are following you or not following. You listen to your inner voice and walk that path. That is how legends are born, no? Great legendary people. They were also children or not? Or did it suddenly come from the sky and become legends? No. They were also little kids, but these children decided, no, I want to make a difference. I can make a difference. And then they walked. Yes, Reni, would you like to add to what Devana said?
I wanted to say that if we listen to our inner voice, we'll always be on the right path.
Yeah. And this inner voice can come at what time? Is there any specific time, like alarm we set, no?
There's
Like
no
that?
specific time. It's like whenever you're doing something, your inner voice just suddenly speaks up.
And it can come at all times when you're doing. You have to be alert, isn't it? Okay, that's very good. Point number two. One more point about becoming alert. You should not get distracted, isn't it? What distracts us? Anybody? What is distracting us? Can you recollect from today? What is it that is distracting us from listening to the inner voice?
Our sense organs?
Absolutely, our senses distract us. So we must learn to control them and then follow our inner voice. So with this, we are ready to conclude. So again, as usual, I would say everybody close your eyes for 2 minutes. Okay? And before opening then, nicely rub your palms. Somebody should, by the time we complete our all workshops, somebody should show like this that fire has started coming. Okay. So nice friction afterwards. So let's now 2 minutes, close your eyes. Okay, before opening your eyes, let's rub our palms. Yeah. All right. Anybody manifested fire in your palms? Not yet. Okay. We'll continue. All right then. See you. See you again. Our next meet is going to be on Wednesday, day after tomorrow. All right. Okay. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.
Bye. Good night.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Thank
Thank
Good
you.
you.
night.
Thank you. Bye
Sir, I
bye.
had
Good night.
one doubt.
Yeah, please.
I couldn't. I came a bit late, so I missed the starting.
Okay.
I didn't know what you had taught.
Yeah, the starting part, it begins with, the teacher shows the students a bullock cart, and that bullock cart is leading. That bullock cart is being led by a bullock cart driver. So we saw the image. You saw the image, or you were? Yeah. So that is exactly where we saw it. We started at that point on. And anyway, there's a recording of this session that will be shared in the
Okay.
group. You can catch up. All
Thank you,
right.
sir.
So thank you. Bye bye. See you.